Hello, lovely crafty friend. Welcome to Love Builds Up Crafts. There's no time for chit chat today because we have a lot to get through, so let's get into it. I'm so excited today because we've got the Tonic craft kit. So exciting. This is kit number 47 and is called the Avant Star. That's what I'm going to guess it's called. It probably isn't, but I hope it is. And by the way, how do you feel about the new box? Now that we've had a few kids, I absolutely love this box. I feel like it's more modern and just way cleaner to store because it like blends in with your craft space. So let me know what you think in the comments below after you subscribe and like this video, of course. So anyway, let's see what's inside our box. This box is really good as well because you can store your projects in there and then stack them up in one of them plastic containers. So I just really like this kit overall. I think it's a good kit and it's well curated. So anyway, onto our products. I also love this bag, bag that contains our Nuvo products because you can use it again. It's such a nice design and it goes well with this kit since it's all about stars. So we've got our Nuvo products, which is fantastic. I actually have all the markers and I think there's 72 of them. I'm pretty sure these are not new colors, but I'm just going to double check so that I know they are not. So let's see over here, and they are not. These are the same colors from the set, and but it's nice to have spares because there are no refills. You can't go wrong with blue anyway, so bring on the spares. And then we've got some twine. If you have not watched my video where I give you 3 ways that you can use twine besides tying it in a knot, then you must pause this video and go and watch that. I'm absolutely not kidding. So anyway, we've got some glitter accents. They have a thicker consistency compared to glitter drops, which is really good because they make really perfect snowdrops. So I love glitter accents. And then we've got vintage drops. I can't say I use vintage drop much to be honest, but they do have a really pretty bottle, so maybe just keep them on display. I'm kidding. And then we've got glitter. This is Snowstorm glitter. I love this glitter. I love all glitter from Tonic, but I love these white glitters. We just had one in Santa's trend, which was just layers of holographic goodness. So I cannot wait to see what this one looks like because these glitters, they pack them with so many different layers of different colors and they just shine so brilliantly. They end up being a different color to what you see there because you see white but it might be something else. So we've also got a pot of glacier paste because they really want us to like shimmer and shine, don't they? I love glacier paste. It's a nice way to like kick up your backgrounds. Then we've got some silver tinsel sequins, which are different from the silver rain ones that I love. I love the silver rain ones because of their little holographic details. But these ones are cool too. I think you also get a random package, so you might not get what I got. You might get a different one from these ones because I know someone else got baby blue ones. And then we've got gems. Of course, I'm going to love these. Gems are going to be my favorite, okay? Anything sparkly, I will have it in supersized doses. So just more gems. We need a whole gem collection. So let's check out our dies, but first let's do our papers. Look at this gorgeous folder. So much prettiness in these kits. Okay, so let's see what we have. Ooh, I probably have most of the mirror card ones in huge packets. I definitely have this. This is one of my favorites. This is Holo Waves. I don't even need to look at the list to know which one this is. I buy this in bulk. And then we've got I think this is called Hailstorm. Hailstorm. Hailstone? Hailstone? Okay, but it's pretty specialty paper. It's lovely on the reverse as well. And then we've got some smooth white cardstock, or is that ivory? And then some French blue classic card, and some more white or ivory. I'm not sure. And then some Arctic blue. And then we've got some silver screen glitter shimmer shimmer baby. And then we've got some Marina Mist mirror card, which is different from the holo card. It's more blue. And then we've got this pearlescent cardstock. I think it's Caribbean blue. I could be wrong. And then we've got some more ivory or white classic card. Such pretty papers, but obviously the holoways and the silver screen glitter have me the most excited. So let's just see our dies. We've got a lovely set of dies here. We've got a shining star. You are my star. Okay, I'm not going to torture you. But we've got a star box. So we've also got some snowflakety flakes. And this is the actual die that cuts out the whole box so that you don't have to suffer and do any hard work. There's also all these little panels which should make like for interesting cards, because you can make your own, like go crazy and make your own world of panels and just go crazy. Okay. I really am looking forward to this kit, because even though when I initially got it I was like, a box, I'm not very good with boxes, but hey, this kit is so versatile. You've even got numbers there, and you've got these snow globes, and it's called the Winter Advent Star Box. That's the name. I had forgot at the beginning, but I'm not forgetful because I did like the kit. I actually love this kit. It's because I have 3 kids, and by the time like it's evening, my brain is just dead, and I film in the evening so that my kids shut up. So you see my dilemma. So anyway, let's look at the stamps. We've got this stained glass effect one, which I'm definitely going to use. Then we've got the North Pole one, which is so cool because you can stamp that on your envelope, be like delivery from the North Pole. Then we have Winter Witches, Hugs and Kisses, and Merry Christmas, which are classics. So quite a versatile stamp set as well. I'm so sorry about the glare there. Like I don't know what else to say besides sorry. So let's make one of these things. Okay, so we've got the instructions here, which I'm not so good at following, but it says to cut up 2 of the panels. So I've cut out 2 of the panels, and then it also says to cut off all the flaps. So I'm just going to go around and cut out all the flaps from one of the panels that we just cut out. I'm just using regular white cardstock for this. There'll be no decorations because I just want to see how you make the box. So all the flaps are cut out. I'm pretty sure I was supposed to cut out those circle ones, semicircle ones as well. So anyway, it says next, reinforce all your lines. And this is where it starts going downhill, because I'm making a big deal out of this, and I'm like, I'm gonna get my bond folder. You don't need a bond folder, just fold the lines, because the lines are already impressed onto the paper. So folding them is just so easy. It really is. They've made this box so easy to make. If you don't complicate it, it should be easy to make. The hardest part about this box is making the it's gluing it together. I think I did have a struggle with that, but everything else is pretty simple. So once I had done that and reinforced all the lines, it takes on this shape, and this is where I got my idea for the sharing for the personalized snack plate, and you can watch that video over here, because you can see I like put some sweeties in, and I'm like, oh my goodness, it's like a little plate. You can totally use this as a little party plate. So I was like, my mind started going, and I'm like, ooh, I must definitely try this, because you can fit some sweeties on there, and I'm just going to pop one in my mouth. I'm so greedy. So anyway, let's get back to our box. So I'm going to go ahead and reinforce the lines on this other panel. So this panel will be our base, and then the one without the flaps, our top. So to glue it together was such a mess. I tried to like put the flaps in so that it guides my direction, sort of. And it was such a mess. This is my first time making the box, so yeah, I'm like totally doing the wrong thing, because what it actually says is make the box flat and then stick the other bit over it. So make your star panel flat and then stick the other bit over. It really is simple when you follow the instructions. I just don't do so well with instructions, and I don't know. I really do make like a dog's dinner out of this, and I'm like just trying. Finally, I figure it out, and I'm like, oh, okay. So this is what they meant, make the box flat and then just stick it on. It's like pretty simple. Guys, I really hope you have as hard a time as me, because I refuse to suffer alone. I hope when you're making this, it stresses you out as much as it stressed me out. Well, the first one anyway. The ones after that, because I had sort of figured it out, they weren't as hard. So now I'm just adding my glue. You really do have to press this together, or once you've added your glue, press something heavy on it, leave it flat and press something heavy on it, so that it really does adhere, because you're going to need all those seams closed except the bit with the closing flaps. Don't glue that together, or else your box won't open, unless that is what you want and you want a box that doesn't open. So anyway, I'm still going around fixing adding glue to all the bits and just trying to keep that box together. And now I'm trying to pop the tags in, and I'm making that even more complicated than it seems. Honestly, like the first time making anything is always the hardest, so I'm not embarrassed at all. And now I'm just going to pop my box. You can see how it just pops, that sound when it's popping. Oh my goodness, total ASMR. So anyway, by some miracle, we have a box. That's what the box looks like. And I'm like telling you the things that you can do with this box. You can do spin the star. It's a new Christmas game. You can add like little pointers there, and then spin the star and add some things that you can pick out from the star, like maybe dares or something. Could be a cool Christmas game. I don't know, let's like explore this idea more, because you can add arrow there, then you spin it, whoever it lands on, then they pick something to do out of the box. You can also just make a gift box or an ornament. I'm actually going to make an ornament box that you can still put something inside, but also hang it on your tree. That's what I'm going to make. I've decided that's what I'm going to make. You can also add a bow to it and just use it as a gift box. You can also use it as a sharing plate or a platter, like you're going to see in the other video where I actually do make a sharing personal snack plate. You can just put anything. Like, this box is really versatile, guys. So let's get our supplies so that we can make our tool shaker ornament box thing. I don't know what to call it. So anyway, we're going to use this Craft Perfect paper. This is going to be our base, our base for the top bit. Yeah. yeah, and where I'm going to add the sequins, and then I'm also going to add some glue and glitter to some of the areas, just so that we can make it pop a bit, give it some vibrance, because it is gray. And I'm also going to stick it over some cardstock before I cut it out, so that it is more stable as a box. We need a stable box. We can't have a box that just collapses. And then we're going to use this hollow waves as the frame. That's going to be nice to cut out. But hopefully we'll be able to cut it out so that we can add it as a frame over our tool. And then this silver screen glitter cardstock is going to be our base for our box. So the bottom bit of the box, like so, there you go, is going to be the silver screen. Hopefully that looks nice, because I've not tried this. You're also going to need some red line tape, but if you have a tape runner, you can use that. I mean, if you don't have red line tape, you can use a tape runner. Even though I wouldn't advise it, definitely use red line tape if you have red line tape. Then you're also going to need some foam tape. I'm using my big roll from a teaser, but you can also use I think Tonic have like little square pads of foam squares, they're called. I think they have those. You can also use those. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out all the panels off camera, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cut out everything, and now I'm going to cut out the flaps off of those two, and also reinforce the lines on all those three panels so that we can have our box shape. I'm also going to take my hollow waves card, and use these little triangle bits to cut out the triangles from there, just like that. I'm going to lay the die there, probably stick it down with some low take tape, and cut out all the triangles from there, so that we have like holes to add our tool under. And then I'll be back with that as well when it's done. So there you go, everything has been cut out. As you can see, I just added the triangles and I cut it all in one go, and that's how it's going to sit over the top. So now we're going to use our red line tape to add the tool. Doesn't it look so cool though? I think these three colors really work well together, so it's looking exciting so far, guys. So I'm just going to add red line tape to all the edges, so that way I'm able to stick the tool. I did fast forward this bit because it did take a while, I am not going to lie. I always use this tiny red line tape, but if you've got the bigger size, use that. So now I'm just cutting a piece that is big enough, a piece of tool. I forgot to say at the beginning, you will need tool because it's a tool shaker. So you will need tool and also a hot glue gun. I'm sorry, I forgot. So once you've cut out your tool, you're going to go ahead and just reinforce the lines, because you can see how fiddly, especially towards that hexagon edge, the lines are really thin, so it is quite fiddly, not figgly. I love figs. What do you feel about figs? Anyway, I'm not going to go on a tangent, okay? So now I'm going to peel off the backing tape, the release tape, and then just quickly stick on our tool. There you go. I was wondering why it wasn't fast forwarding. So now I'm going to stick on your tool, right? There's a skill to this, okay? So what you do is you pull and then stick so that it remains taut, because you don't want floppy tool when you're making your shaker. So you pull first and then stick it down. I don't know if you can see me doing that action, but that's definitely what I'm doing. I'm like pulling the tool and then sticking it down. So once your tool is done, once you've stuck down your tool, and hopefully you don't make any mistakes, you're just going to go ahead and reinforce again the lines, because the tool does add a bit more I can't call it pressure, but the tautness of the pool makes it rigid. I guess it adds a bit more rigidness. So you need to reinforce your lines again, and then take a scissors now, and we're going to trim off all that excess tulle because we do not need it. But you can keep the scraps for something else. I don't know, maybe like a bow or something cute like that. But just cut off all the excess tulle there, and then when that is done, you're going to just tidy up your box at this point, because at this I mean your lid, because this is the lid. Just tidy it up, because this is the point where you can do that. So I'm now grabbing the gray bit with the stars, and then just seeing if it fits, and it fits perfectly, which is a relief because I didn't want to do that again. Okay, so now I'm just grabbing my glue and glitter, and I'm just going to plonk on some glue and then smooth it out with my hand so that it is a thin layer. Do not make it a thick layer, because that takes forever to dry. And then I'm just going to plonk on some of that glue, and then brownish it into that glue. And then, did I say glue twice? I mean, I'm going to pop on some glitter over the glue, and then burnish it into that glue so that it sticks nicely. And you can see how gorgeous that glitter is. It actually like gives off the blue that you get from the mirror cardstock. So that's brilliant. Once you've added all your glue, I'm just going to go around and add gems to all the triangles. These gems are just like, oh guys, I really love these gems. Okay, I wish I could like gem everything now. Not gem, but gem. Okay, I'm not talking about gems because I don't want to gem everything. So anyway, you just leave that to dry before we go on ahead and stick the tool shaker lid. But whilst that's drying, we'll work on our actual shaker for the top bit, because not all of it is going to be a shaker. Just the pentagon here is going to be a shaker. So I've already gone ahead and cut out a shape, half a shape, yeah, because I just wanted that hexagon shape. And definitely keep all your scraps, because you can use them for other cards. So I'm just trimming out that pentagon, sorry, it's not a hexagon. And then I'm going to use the pentagon die to cut out a little frame out of that pentagon, not hexagon, say sorry. So there you go, you can see our little frame. And keep your scraps, definitely don't throw them away. And then we're just going to add some tulle to that. Just look at that, that is so cute, guys. At this point everything is really exciting because it's working. If it wasn't working, I'd be like totally crying right now. So anyway, just grab your tulle. And if you haven't subscribed and you've watched to this point, then please subscribe. Don't be mean, okay? This is a lot of work I've put into this. So give me my reward, okay? By subscribing and liking and commenting what you think of this fun tool shaker ornament / gift box. Maybe even give it a name. What would you call it? Okay, so now that I've peeled off the release tape, I've just added some red line tape just like before. I'm just going to stick the tool over just like before. So remember, you pull and then you press it down so that it remains taut. I think you can see there how taut it is. And then just trim off the excess. Just cut out all the excess tulle, and there we go, we've got a cover for our shaker bit. So now we're going to focus on adding some foam strips. Oh my goodness, this part here, I'm not going to lie, this part I did not enjoy, because you have to cut your foam tape into tiny little strips, because even if you use the tiniest square foam pads that Tonic offer, they can still show. Okay, so the best thing is to just cut really tiny strips of your foam tape, and then just go around and add it to your frame. Also, what you can do is just cut out that hexagon shape a couple more times, like cut out more frames, maybe like 4 more frames, and then just layer it up. You could do that, but I didn't want to waste that much paper, so I went for the foam tape route. So you can see there that our cover is going to fit perfectly over our box, and then that is going to fit perfectly over the lid. Everything is working out so perfect. It's like watching a Disney movie, isn't it? Everything is just working out. You guys have no idea what I cut out of this video. Okay, no, I'm kidding. So now I'm just adding some liquid glue so that I can stick down my lid over the other lid. Yeah, but just add a really good amount, a healthy amount of glue, because you really want that to stick down. Mirror card is really strong, so you're going to need a lot of liquid adhesive to get it to really stick down and stay down. So I'm just going in and pressing that liquid glue down and really making sure that everything adheres, and keeping my lid clean, because you do not want glue over your lid, especially over mirror card, because you know it is easy to clean, but it's just a faff. So make sure you don't get any glue over it. I'm so sorry about that sound. My neighbor is like having reconstruction. Is it reconstruction? I don't mean surgery. Yeah, they're renovating their house, so that is reconstruction, I guess. But anyway, go ahead and just like reinforce the shape of your box, of your lid, once you have added that to the top and it's dried. And then now we're going to grab our base and we're going to add some glue. Add a lot of glue, because glitter card really does not want to stick to anything. So make sure you add a lot of glue to that base, and I'm just adding to all the flaps except the closing flaps there. And then I'm going to lie it flat. I've learned my lesson. I'm just going to lie it flat and then just start sticking it, making sure to hold it for a few seconds before you move on to the next bit, to make sure that it adheres to the glitter, to make sure that your box adheres to each other, like the lid and the base. Okay. You could just also pop something heavy on top of it, because that would be easier. Alright, so I've used the snowflake shapes to cut out 4 snowflakes out of the silver screen cardstock, and then I'm just going to stick them on top of each other, just to this is going to be on top. I'm going to stick this on top of our shaker element, just to add a bit of razzle dazzle. And then I'm grabbing my box, which is dry now. Not dry. Our words, okay? I've said this before. I can't pronounce our words properly, so bear with me. So my my box is dry now, and I'm just going to pop it. That popping sound. There was a seam there that was opened, so I had to re-glue that and then wait for it to dry. And once it was dry, I'm now adding my sequins to the middle. Guys, like, before I add the sequins, yeah, let's just take a moment to appreciate the beauty of that contrast between the Craft Perfect packaging paper and the Hollow Waves cardstock, or is this Marina Mist? Whichever of these mirror cards is just so beautiful. Okay, so anyway, before I cover up and before I stick down my shaker cover, I'm going to actually stick on my gem. So I'm just trying to align it so that I can see how I'm going to place it, so that I can stick my little, not gem, my little snowflake in the middle of that, because that's where I want it to be, in the middle. So now that I've seen how I'm going to stick my pentagon, I am now adding glue to that little snowflake and sticking it in the middle of my pentagon. I'm doing this before I add it on, not after, because if you do it after, then your sequins are going to stick to the glue. So just leave that to dry And then oh yeah, before you leave it to dry, add your gem on top, because the gem just makes it so, oh so perfect. I just love these gems. I literally want to add them to everything. They're so beautiful. I hope we get big uh, packets of this, or big bottles of this. I don't know if they'll put it in a bottle or in a packet, but whatever it is, I hope we get big versions of this that I can bulk buy. These would make perfect raindrops as well. I think they are meant to be raindrops. So I've got my tassel there as well. If you want to know how to make a tassel, you're going to have to watch this video here, because I didn't want this video to be too long, so I'm sorry guys, I didn't include the tassel making. So now that your little snowflake is dry, you're just going to tap it with your anti-static pad, so that just to make sure that none of those sequins stick to your snowflake. So I am going to now remove the backing tape of my little cover piece. Oh my days, I'm making such a mess with those sequins. I don't know why I didn't just make the box flat and then add the sequins. So if you're doing it, guys, just make your box flat and then add the sequins. So anyway, go ahead and peel off the release tape, and then the release backing, okay, the backing of the foam tape, whatever, and add some liquid tape, liquid glue. Add some liquid glue. I'm losing it now. And then stick it over the top. Just don't move it, okay? Whatever you do, don't move it. Just try and keep it as still as possible, and just lightly press it. If it's going to adhere, it will adhere, so don't worry about it not adhering. And you can always go back later once that glue is dry or tacky, and then press it in, because what I'm trying to avoid is glue seepage, because if it's in there I can't get it out. If it's on the outside edges, that's fine, you can always wipe it off. So anyway, our shaker bit and everything is dry. So now we're going to grab our hot glue gun and add oh sorry, I've actually cut my tassel into 2 bits, because I wanted one to hang from the bottom and then one piece to actually use it to hang on the tree. So now I'm just adding my blob of glue, of hot glue, and then just pressing this bit, the bottom bit, onto the I don't know, crevices. Is it a crevice? Onto that slit, onto the crevice of the star. I was about to say onto the butt crack of the star. Anyway, I'm adding some, and then I'm like removing the excess hot glue there. Then I'm going to add some glue to the top, to a top point of the star in the opposite direction. So make sure it's the point that is like right below the ornament. Just guys, you know what I mean, just make it straight, okay? I don't know how to explain this, but you'll see once it's done. So add your hot glue and then press on your twine onto there. I'm also going to go ahead and add some glue over both those pieces that I've stuck down with hot glue, because I do not trust hot glue to save my life. So I am better off adding more adhesive so that I know it's really going to stay in place. So I'm just adding my adhesive over that, and then I'm also going to add a gem to that, but that is like later on when I realize I want to neaten it up. So on this side I'm just like peeling off the excess hot glue. You can use a tweezer, but my nails do the job here, but you can use a tweezer if you don't have long sharp claw like nails. So anyway, now that I've removed the excess hot glue, I'm just going to go in and add some glue, some Nuvo adhesive there. Like Nuvo Deluxe adhesive is really strong glue, so that's why I trust it more than hot glue. So I'm going to do the same on that top bit, and then I'm just using my bond folder to wipe off the excess. You can just use something else, but my bond folder worked for there. So I've got got glue on my box. I'm just going to wipe that off quickly, and I can use the adhesive remover once it's all dry. But that's basically a box. That's your little ornament shaker box done. And I really like this box. I really love this box. You can still open it and add gifts inside if you wanted to. So it still functions as a gift box, but it also functions as a little ornament to hang on your tree. So I also made a matching card. You can watch how I made this card using the scraps in the there's a video. I will probably link the video at the end. Yeah, and in the description, so you can check out that video. But that is how our box looks in daylight. Look at that. I just really love this box, guys. I hope you love it as much as I do. Thank you so much for watching till the end of this video, and please make sure that you subscribe, because I really do appreciate your support. And also like and comment. Let me know anything that you want to say, or just say hi. Also check out my website www.lovebuildsupcross, where there is a blog and also access to my social media. Bye guys.